What's going on, guys? It's Patrick from Purple Park Studios, and today I want to talk to you about how I made this scene here in Blender. Alright, so there's really nothing too fancy going on. This is just a cylinder, and then I use random flow to get these little sci-fi shapes on top there. So if you guys don't know about random flow, I'll link a video in the description, but it's a pretty cool add-on. It's fun to use. It's great for sci-fi stuff. And then of course the model here, I modeled this little robot guy. He's rigged with 6 bones, so nothing crazy. Let me actually turn these on here, and we'll go into here. So yeah, he has 6 bones, just, you know, a bone for each arm, 1 for each leg, the body, and then the head. And then the eyes, they are pretty cool. Nothing too crazy here. I'll go into the shading tab and let's see what I did for the shader here. So it's just a magic texture that goes into the color ramp, into the emission, and that's how I got that look for those eyes. One thing that is cool though about the eyes is I have a shape key on them, so right down here, and I have a couple different sets. So if we just mess around with some of these here, so obviously the blink is for him to blink, and then the wide-eyed one, so if he gets, like, you know, I forgot I actually had some of these in here because I did an animation earlier today. Would have been nice to use these. And then that one, I guess, is one that I'm still working on, so I'm still in the process of developing shape keys for his eyes to do different things. But yeah, he's a pretty cool character. If you guys want to know more about this character, I will also link Ronnie on Saturn in the description, so you can actually follow that YouTube channel to learn more about this character in the future. So if you guys haven't noticed, the sky's in HDRI. I just really like using HDRIs, especially for my background, because it just adds a lot of like realism in a sense, and it's also, I think, one of the best ways to like light stuff in Blender. Really love lighting things, especially in Eevee with HDRIs. So if we actually go take a look at that HDRI in the world settings here, I actually have it kind of flipped. So if I like scroll out, you'll see HDRIs I kind of flipped around at a weird angle, and that's just because when I'm looking through the camera here, when I play the animation, as you can see, it makes it look like he's like floating above the clouds in a sense from the view of the camera angle. So I just thought it was a really cool look, so that's why I did that. But that is one of my favorite things to do with HDRIs, is to use the Node Wrangler add-on and Control T, and then you can mess with these settings here, and you get some really cool results with the HDRI doing things that way. If you don't have the Node Wrangler add-on enabled, you can go up to Edit, Preferences, and just search for Node Wrangler, and just make sure it's enabled there. And again, just to enable once you've enabled the Node Wrangler add-on, you can click on your image texture and just hit Control T, and that will give you the texture coordinate and mapping node, which is really great for not just HDRIs, but even for working with textures on characters. So then right down here, which if I hit play, as you saw in the animation, this is actually an images as planes right here. So this is just a video clip, probably of like the top of a blowtorch or something. And then I got this somewhere online. It was a like free, royalty-free download or something, but I can't remember exactly where I got this, or I'd link this. But you can probably find something like this on a website like Pexels or Pixabay.com. And then this little thing here is pretty crappy looking, but it works in the video because you don't really see it too much, so we don't really need to spend any time on that. So let's go here to this like modeling mode, I guess I like to call it, and we'll go ahead and watch this here. So you can see he jumps up there, and then this thing starts moving, and then he jumps again, and then this little thing kind of wobbles its way in. I guess it belongs in here. So the way that I did this was all of his animations I did by hand. It was pretty easy to do because it's just, you know, only 5 bones, so I didn't need like a full rig or anything like that for this animation. But if we click on the armature here and go into pose mode, I'll select all these bones here. You can see all the different keyframes, and then if I hit play, we'll see the little animation there. So yeah, so nothing too crazy. What I did to get him to stick to these discs though, so first I animated all of the bones, and I actually did the jumping animations before I added anything else into the scene. That way I could parent this armature to an empty up here, and then I could just animate the empty. So let me actually click on that empty. So if I select the empty here, you'll see there's a few points. You'll see there's a few keyframes here. So I originally also parented this empty to this first disk here, and then these keyframes come into play because instead of using a constraint, which can get really funky, I found a way to just kind of go around it for the sake of this video. But if you guys want to know more about how I use constraints and doing something similar to this, but except using green screen footage, then I will link that video in the description as well. Once the empty got to this point right here, I just animated it to go up here. So technically it's still parented to this thing, but I don't need this anymore. This isn't going to move, so it wouldn't affect him. So then I just keyframed his location along with this right here. So you can see there's a bunch of keyframes for that too, for this little disc. Just keyframed his motion to get him to his end destination, which ended up being up here. So yeah guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and a comment and hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.